Sleep, Kamala is at a dance party with Beyonce. 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 Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. 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 Party with Beyonce. 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 Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party.
The 2024 U.S. election has been a political roller coaster, from Donald Trump's courtroom drama and 2 assassination attempts to U.S. President Joe Biden's shock announcement that he was bowing out. As the battle between Kamala Harris and Trump comes down to the wire, here is a timeline of how America got to Election Day 2024, November 15th, 2022. Trump officially launches his 2024 White House bid. November 18th, 2022. Jack Smith is appointed special counsel by U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland to oversee federal investigations into Trump. February 14th, 2023. Nikki Haley, former U.S. ambassador to the UN, declares her presidential run in the first Republican challenge to Trump's candidacy. February 21st, 2023. Biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy throws his hat into the Republican presidential ring. March 30th, 2023. Trump is indicted for the first time in the New York hush money case brought by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. The former president was charged with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records as part of a scheme to keep porn actor Stormy Daniels from publicly alleging an affair with Trump ahead of the 2016 election. He becomes the first former president to face criminal charges. April 19, 2023. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a member of the Kennedy political dynasty, announces he is challenging Joe Biden for the Democratic nomination. April 25, 2023. Biden launches his 2024 re-election bid, setting up an expected 2020 rematch with Trump. May 9, 2023. Trump is ordered to pay $5 million to writer E. Jean Carroll after being found liable for battery and defamation for sexually abusing her in a Manhattan department store in the 1990s. May 22, 2023. Tim Scott, U.S. Senator from South Carolina, enters the Republican presidential contest as the field to challenge Trump grows. May 24, 2023. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, a Republican, announces his presidential run in a conversation with Elon Musk on X that is beset by technical glitches. June 6, 2023. Chris Christie, the brash former New Jersey governor who is one of Trump's harshest critics in their party, joins the crowded Republican presidential field. June 8, 2023. Trump is indicted on federal charges for mishandling classified documents in a case brought by Smith. He is the first ex-president to face a federal criminal case and later pleads not guilty. August 1st, 2023. Trump is again indicted on federal charges for what Smith called an unprecedented attempt to overturn the 2020 U.S. election. According to the indictment, there were criminal efforts to overturn the results, with the former president determined to remain in power and spreading lies about his supposed victory. He pleads not guilty in this case as well. August 14th, 2023. Trump is indicted for a 4th time when the district attorney of Fulton County, Georgia, charges him and 18 others with meddling in the 2020 presidential election and violating the state's racketeering laws. August 21st, 2023. Trump says he will not appear in the Republican primary debates, breaking with the tradition of leading candidates participating in the face-offs. August 23rd, 2023. Fox News hosts the first Republican presidential debate with 8 participants, but not Trump, deepening the rift between the former president and the television network that helped propel him to the White House in 2016. August 24, 2023. Trump surrenders to Georgia authorities in Atlanta and subsequently posts his mugshot on social media platform X. He also sees the biggest fundraising jump of his campaign, with 85,300 donations flowing in after his mugshot is taken. September 27, 2023. A New York judge issues his initial findings in a civil lawsuit brought by the New York Attorney General, declaring that Trump, his oldest sons, and his business orchestrated a persistent and repeated fraud in which they vastly exaggerated the extent of the former president's wealth to get favorable loans. October 2, 2023. A trial begins in New York in the civil case alleging Trump and his business inflated the value of assets by more than $2 billion in total to obtain loans worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Letitia James, State Attorney General, is seeking $250 million in damages. October 7, 2023. Hamas launches an attack on Israel that kills 200 Israelis, with hundreds more kidnapped, sparking the Israel-Hamas war, which quickly becomes a major flashpoint within the Democratic Party, as the U.S. staunchly backs the Jewish state with military and intelligence aid. October 9, 2023. Kennedy drops his Democratic primary challenge to Biden and launches an independent bid for the presidency. December 19, 2023. Trump is barred from Colorado's presidential primary ballot after the state Supreme Court ruled that he was disqualified from seeking office after engaging in insurrection, referring to the attack on the U.S. Capitol by his supporters on January 6, 2021. The Colorado court stays its ruling pending potential review by the U.S. Supreme Court. January 10, 2024. Christie drops out after failing to qualify for the fifth Republican debate, which once again airs without Trump. Instead, the former president holds a town hall on Fox News. January 12, 2024. Robert Hur is appointed special counsel by Garland to investigate Biden's potential mishandling of government documents that were found in the president's residential garage in Delaware and his former private office in Washington. January 15, 2024. The presidential primaries begin with the Iowa Republican caucuses. Ramaswamy drops out of the race after finishing fourth and endorses Trump, who wins in a landslide. January 21st, 2024. DeSantis ends his presidential bid and endorses Trump, a significant blow to Haley. January 26, 2024. Trump is ordered to pay $83.3 million to Carroll for defaming her. February 8, 2024. Hur releases a report that casts Biden as a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory, painting a politically damaging picture of the president despite recommending he be spared from criminal charges. The report intensifies concerns about the president's age. Biden lashes out at Hur in a hastily organized press conference. "My memory is fine." February 16, 2024. Trump is ordered to pay more than $350 million in his New York civil fraud case, a figure that balloons to more than $450 million with interest. February 27, 2024. Biden wins the Michigan Democratic primary, but 13.3% of the state's Democratic electorate, more than 101,000 people, vote uncommitted in protest at the president's support for Israel's war in Gaza. March 4, 2024. The U.S. Supreme Court unanimously rules that Trump can remain on the Colorado primary ballot in a legal win ahead of the Super Tuesday cluster of nominating contests. March 5, 2024. Trump cruises to victory in nearly all of the Super Tuesday primaries, taking him to the brink of a rematch with Biden for the general election. March 6, 2024. Haley drops out after winning the Republican primaries in only Vermont and Washington, D.C. She does not immediately endorse Trump. March 7, 2024. Biden vows to fight for democracy and freedom in a fiery, unabashedly political State of the Union address. The delivery is watched closely after the Hur report and criticism that the president is too old to serve another term. March 25th, 2024. A New York court allows Trump to post just $175 million to delay enforcement of the civil fraud judgment, a victory for the former president after he claimed it would be impossible to obtain the full amount. April 15, 2024. Trump's hush money criminal trial begins with jury selection in New York, with dozens of individuals dismissed after declaring they could not be impartial. He is forced off the campaign trail 4 days a week for 5 weeks to sit in court throughout the trial. April 25, 2024. The U.S. Supreme Court hears oral arguments in Trump versus United States, debating the limits of presidential immunity. May 30, 2024. Trump is found guilty on all counts in his hush money trial, becoming the first president convicted of criminal charges. He is now a convicted felon. Outside the courtroom, he denounces the rigged, disgraceful trial. He has the best fundraising period of his campaign, bringing in more than 1 million individual donations in the 3 days after the conviction. June 27, 2024. Biden and Trump face off in the first U.S. presidential debate of 2024. The president delivers a dismal performance, speaking with a raspy voice and giving rambling answers. He even appears to lose his train of thought in a high-stakes opportunity for him to allay widespread concerns over his age and fitness for office. Democrats are sent into panic, and top party members begin calling for Biden to halt his re-election bid after the stumbling performance. July 1st, 2024. The U.S. Supreme Court rules that Trump has broad immunity from criminal prosecution for his official acts as president, leaving lower courts to draw the boundaries between private and official acts in the federal election interference case. July 2nd, 2024. Lloyd Doggett becomes the first Democratic lawmaker to call publicly for Biden to drop out. He is eventually joined by dozens more. July 11, 2024. Biden holds a rare solo press conference during a NATO summit in Washington in a make-or-break moment for his candidacy. He is questioned heavily about his stamina, but says he will stay in the race and beat Trump again. July 13, 2024. Trump is injured in an assassination attempt at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, in an act of political violence that threatens to upend the election and deepen the country's polarization. Shots are fired at 6:15 p.m. ET from outside the venue, and the president is rushed off stage to his motorcade with blood visible on his right ear and streaking across his cheek. He pumps his fists in the air and shouts, "Fight, fight, fight," to the crowd, a moment captured in an iconic political photograph. Musk endorses Trump after the shooting. He will become one of the president's biggest financial backers. July 15, 2024. Trump names Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate on the first day of the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. The choice is aimed at courting blue-collar voters across the swing states of the industrial Midwest. July 17, 2024. Top Democrats renew their push for Biden to drop out of the race, warning the president that he risks losing the White House to Trump and hurting Democratic congressional candidates. July 21, 2024. Biden drops out of the presidential race in a historic decision, endorsing his Vice President Kamala Harris to take his place at the top of the Democratic ticket. "It is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down," he writes in a letter posted to social media. Harris later confirms she is making a bid for the White House. "I will do everything in my power to unite the Democratic Party and unite our nation to defeat Donald Trump." July 22, 2024. On Harris's first full day of campaigning, she wins the backing of top Democrats, donors, and delegates, bringing her closer to locking in the party's nomination. Harris receives $746,400 donations, the biggest fundraising jump of the whole election. July 31st, 2024. As Trump struggles to adjust to a new presidential rival, he questions Harris's racial identity at a conference for black journalists. August 6, 2024. Harris is formally nominated as the Democratic presidential candidate ahead of the party's convention following a days-long virtual roll call vote. August 6, 2024. Harris names Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate in a bet that he can win over working-class voters in battleground states, while also keeping the progressive wing of her party happy. August 19th to 22, 2024. The Democratic National Convention is held in Chicago, where Harris and Walz formally introduce themselves to voters. August 23rd, 2024. Kennedy ends his presidential bid and endorses Trump. September 10th, 2024. Harris and Trump face off in the final presidential debate of the campaign. The vice president needles her opponent, delivering a series of blows to Trump on issues from abortion to his fitness for office. Harris is also endorsed by pop star Taylor Swift. September 12, 2024. Trump rules out another presidential debate against Harris. September 15, 2024. There is a second attempt on Trump's life. The Secret Service opens fire on a suspect at the former president's West Palm Beach, Florida golf club after spotting the gunman's rifle in nearby bushes while Trump was on the green 300 to 500 yards away. October 1st, 2024. Vance and Walz clash in the only vice presidential debate, with the Ohio senator mounting a slick defense of Trump and the Minnesota governor attacking his opponent for refusing to accept the result of the 2020 election. October 25, 2024. The Washington Post declines to endorse a candidate for the first time in 36 years at the behest of its owner, Jeff Bezos, the world's second richest man, who later defends the choice a principled decision. He faces backlash from the newspaper's staff after its editorial page team had written an endorsement of Harris. October 28, 2024. Trump makes a closing pitch at a rally at New York's Madison Square Garden that was overshadowed by racist and misogynistic comments. In his remarks ahead of the former presidents, comedian Tony Hinchcliffe says, "Puerto Rico is a floating island of garbage." Investor Grant Cardone also likens Harris to a prostitute. October 29th, 2024. Trump and his allies scramble to contain the fallout from the New York rally, distancing the Republican from the vulgar speakers. Harris makes her own closing address, warning of more chaos under Trump, speaking from Washington at the Ellipse, the site of Trump's January 6, 2021 speech, in which he called on his supporters to fight like hell hours before they stormed the U.S. Capitol. Biden appears to describe Trump's supporters as garbage. The president later says he was referring to the rhetoric at the New York rally. November 3, 2024. Trump ramps up his angry rhetoric in his final days of campaigning, accusing demonic Democrats of fighting so hard to steal this damn election. He also says he shouldn't have left the White House in 2021 after losing to Biden. Harris makes a late-night appearance on Saturday Night Live, stealing the opening mirror bit done by Trump when he appeared on the show.
Because Trump bad. Trump bad.
I'm not Captain Saberho. No, real no. I'm not Captain Saberho. Yeah. No. Look, I'm not like this in the slightest. I'm attracted to intelligent chicks to think righteous.